How many flight miles do you have saved up because you're afraid of flying? TSA wet dream you. Look, I'm upset in Western society because we've lost our way as men. Yeah. Well, here's the thing. Like, we don't have like a set like time when we become a man. We just like go through puberty, and then like eventually we get married or some shit. Like, you know what I mean? Like there's not like in the old times, like the tribes of Africa, like they have like a ceremony when you're like 13, like walk across the hot coals, like barefoot, kind of thing. Like, we don't have anything like that. And then I was like, you know what? The closest thing we have is like, as I was thinking, I was like, okay, you know what? Now that I'm older, it's like I've gotten to a point where I can take a shit and I could get tired afterwards. Like, it's so massive that like my blood pressure drops. Like, if you eat enough fiber and good shit in your diet to where you drop a load and you need to take a nap afterwards, like, that's a man's shit. That's not a little boy's thing. Like, that's when you know that you've crossed over. Like, yeah, exactly. Thank you, Richie. Some of the things I was thinking about, speaking of being a man, is girls like to compare. They're like, well, you know, guys are never gonna know what childbirth is like. Like, you don't know the pain. I was like, no, we're never gonna know. Thank God. But I have something close. I had kidney stones. Has anyone had kidney stones in here?
No.
Yeah, have you passed one, sir? Yeah, exactly, right? Yeah, I had kidney stones. And I mean, it's not the same size hole, I understand that. But in comparison, it's pretty close. It's pretty close. And I compare it to giving birth because I think it actually is worse. Because, I don't know if you know this, but kidney stones are like when sediment and stuff builds up, and then you pee out rocks, basically. Like, you're peeing rocks. And it's worse than giving birth because it's like, okay, I understand like the baby's huge, and, like the head's big and all that shit. But you know what? Babies don't have like sharp ass shanks on the sides of them as you're pushing them out. Okay? Like, when you're peeing out rocks, they're cutting into your dick. Like, it's the worst. It's so bad. Not on top of that, so I was about to pass one, and then they had to go in, because apparently there's a huge one in there that they had to get, and it wouldn't just come out on its own. And here's how they get it. Okay, there's a contraption that they have that reminds me of like an alien movie or something, because it goes in and then it goes like this to open it up so that they could shove a thing in there to break up the rock, right, and like pull stuff out. Yeah. So they open me up, and then they shove a thing in there and they're breaking up a rock, and it's very soothing. And they're breaking up the rock, I'm like, whatever, and I'm like half dried up, I don't give a shit. But anyway, I could feel some of it, and then I was like, fine, this is gonna be over. They get rid of all of it, they pull out the rocks, it's fine. I'm like, cool. But that was the part that didn't bother me, is like, after it's all done, it's like, okay, I have all this pressure like that I feel. I was like, you know, but I was like, okay, I just had some shit inside me, like, whatever, it's gonna go away. But then it never went away, and I was like, okay, and I called the doctor back, I was like, look, it's been a few hours, I got this really intense pressure like built up, like, I don't know what the fuck it is. And they're like, oh, well, it's probably air. Because they had to blow that shit up to like get all the accoutrement in there. Yeah. So I have air inside me, and exactly. So there's only one place for this air to go, and I shit you not, if it was not like the tiniest baby elephant, just the tiniest baby elephant trunk, letting go of all of this stored air. Yeah, it was a man queef. Exactly what it was, sir. Great. I felt better though. That's good. Anyway, so I've been going on Tinder, and I realized the thing that makes a girl the sexiest, it's not her picture. My picture helps, but the sexiest thing a girl can do is be within 5 miles. Like, that's really what it is. I can't be going out to Seattle just because you have a job and all that shit. Like, we're still in a distressed economy. Like, gas prices have come down a lot, but not enough. Like, if you're close, like you're way hotter automatically. Like, cause I get like 15 miles to the gallon. I can't be going all sorts of places for pussy. Like, you gotta be close. If you have a car, right on. That's good. I can't be traveling. Can't afford it. See, I did that one. I guess we can do this. So I saw this picture on Facebook that upset me for a couple reasons. It said, there's a picture of a young lady and a man, and it said, the young lady looked like an old banana, because it said, domestic violence is the worst. Yeah, it's really quiet. I expected that. It's okay, but that's not the part that upset me. The part that upset me is like the English of the definition of what the worst means. Like, do you not have any imagination at all? Like, you have murder, you could have dead babies, you could have the DMV. DMV is pretty bad. That's also up there. But that's not the thing. The thing that's the worst about that picture is that, yes, there's a young lady and a dude, but there's also I'm assuming another dude taking the picture of what's happening. Like, that is a Craigslist, like, hey, I need a cameraman, please. Like, do you have like $10 or like some crack? I don't know. Like, I don't know how that exchange works, but that's the worst. Is like the photographer that's debating his own